So iOS 9 was recently released, and I had a few people ask me what's new. I decided to make a video for the average user who may or may not be the most technically inclined. And if you do know something that I don't know about the OS, leave it in the comments below. I'm sure I'd love to check it out. Let's start off with the wallpapers. Yes, there are new wallpapers. Riveting stuff, I know. Feathers, leaves, sand, 3 of each, different colors. That's about it. Double tapping the home button still brings up the multitasking view. Unfortunately, there is no dismiss all or close all button like we have on Android. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can close more than one app at a time by holding down up to three individual fingers. You can swipe them up, they'll move independently. That's kind of nice. You'll notice that the previews on that are now basically full screen and there is no more frequent contacts row at the very top. Another thing that's changed is the keyboard. Many people noticed something was a little bit off in the keyboard. That's because now when you start typing, it might start off in capitals, but it soon switches over to lowercase after the first letter is typed in. Now you can turn this feature off and go back to full caps like it was in iOS 8, and that's under settings and keyboard, but I didn't bother looking it up. Oh, and the font itself was actually changed for iOS 9. It's a small variation from the previous, but it's a little bit different. One of the biggest and probably best and really slow to come to iOS features is low power mode. When you get to 20% or 10% notifications of power, you can turn on low power mode, which is also found under battery under your settings, which turns the icon yellow in the top right corner, limits the background refreshing of let's say mail or certain apps that might be refreshing, and it also reduces some of the animations you might have switching from app to app, which kind of helps save battery. One pro tip is that next time you're charging your phone, let's say you still need to use it, you can plug it into the wall, but enable low power mode and you will be able to use your phone and it'll charge a lot faster than just in regular mode when it's plugged in and you're still using it. Siri has some upgrades made. You can now do a Hey Siri functionality, but most importantly, Siri now has accents, Australian, American, and British, and you can change the gender to male or female. It's pretty entertaining to hear her. Additionally, the Hey Siri functionality has been improved. You can now train Siri with 5 different steps where she asks you to say a certain phrase. Once you say it, she learns how your voice is, and then when it's plugged into a power source, let's say from your computer or from the wall charger, you can say Hey Siri, and simply by saying help, she will show you a list of features that are new, and you can tap on each individual feature to see what's new specifically. But for example, you can click on, or you can say Hey Siri, show me my photos from yesterday, or show me my photos from when I was in Toronto or wherever I was, and she'll turn that on for you. Another cool feature is Siri suggestions. Many Android apps have. You can simply swipe over to the leftmost screen and you'll see a list of frequent contacts or frequently used apps and a little bit of news, and you can click on that to go into the actual news. Another big addition is the top left corner back button. It replaces your signal strength and your carrier name on here, but it basically takes you back to your last used app instead of using the multitasking view. Let's say, for example, you open up an attachment in an email, it'll take you to a different app and you can simply press back to go back a page. And another thing that's pretty cool is that if you're on any website, let's say the website forces you to go to the mobile version, you can now hold your finger down on the recycle or refresh button in the top right corner and request the desktop website version of that website. It's kind of useful. Switching over to the iPad briefly, if you have an iPad Air or iPad Air 2, you can now swipe in from the right side and you can see a few different apps that you can essentially multitask with. Speaking of multitasking, you swipe up, you get the same full page preview as you would on the iPhone 6 Plus, and now you can dismiss the app the same way. Nothing different there. Another cool feature is that when you're in Notes, now you can scribble on the page, but you can also, let's say instead of micro-controlling by holding down and dragging over, you can use 2 fingers on the keypad and it'll essentially become a trackpad like you would have on a laptop. So that's basically been it. I mean, there are a ton of other features in iOS 9, but these are the most important ones that you'll see on a day-to-day basis, so I wanted to make a video really quickly for that. Again, if you saw something that I didn't mention in the video, which I'm sure you did, please leave it in the comments below. I'll have a look at it. And that's all I got for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching. Deuces. More like douchebag. Okay, bye.